Welcome back to Final Fantasy IX, everyone. We're back in Trino for some reason. Probably to turn in some Stellazio.
End of the world. Better play some card games.
Yep. Well, the fate of the world depends on the card games.
Your move.
But yeah, doing the last of our side quest stuff before going to take on Kuja himself.
Turning in the last of us Stellazio coins. Take it.
What do you get for the Stellazio again?
Rewards.
Well, I think by coin number 12 you get the Robe of Lords, which is a really good piece of equipment.
But I stole one from Ozma earlier, so I don't really need it, but it's nice to have, I guess.
Very true. When you turn in all 12, you get information of a 13th coin. I think which you already have.
Which I do get. No, I have to go get it, because it doesn't get accessed until you turn in all 12.
That's right. She has to tell you about that. And I believe it's back in Quan's dwelling.
Yes, it is. It's exactly where you got one of the Stellazio earlier.
Always found that a little odd.
That's always a really annoying kind of thing. Unless if there's like a story reason for it, there shouldn't really be any reason for why something should just spawn just because somebody tells you about it like halfway across the globe, you know?
Yeah, and like Ryan mentioned, I think it's in the exact same place you get the other coins, so it's the Don just saying, you know, which one's worth more? I can't possibly carry both.
Why can't
Even though I have unlimited pockets.
Why can't I hold all these Stellazio?
It's one of those weird kind of secrets that a lot of old RPGs had, where you do a thing, you trigger something, and you'll find something else in a place where you already found something. I'm not very fond of it, but I don't know. Maybe it was intentionally.
You get all them. You get all of them back.
Oh, right. You're supposed to. I think you need to use the 12 in order to get the 13th.
You use the 12. I think you read the descriptions in the key items to get an idea of where it's at.
But I already know where it is.
Yeah, this is where you can sell items back to the nobles. In case you don't open your key items anymore.
Yeah, in this case, always say no the first time, they'll give you more money the second time.
What if you say no again? Are they just like, oh, you cheapskate, and then they'll walk away?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Not like you need money, but, you know, whatever.
No.
Well, you know, you can probably rebuy these items at the auction house.
Yep.
For less than you get from these guys, so you
Profit!
can you can constantly scalp the same nobles. It's a really long and tedious way to get more money, though. Didn't you just buy my mirror?
I'll buy that off you, but you're a piece of shit, alright?
I see how it is. You're just using me for my baubles.
Well, I want nothing to do with your baubles, okay?
But this guy's willing to give you 25,000 G for a rat tail.
Okay, so, you know, here's what you do, okay? You go down near a sewer hole, you wait a little bit, you take some Raid, you spray it at him, you cut off the tail, there you go. $20,000.
No, that's a sewer rat.
So, what's the difference?
It's from the sewers.
Yeah, so where did we get our rat?
People poo in there.
Well, actually, if this is based on medieval time, people might just poo straight up in the streets, okay?
No, they do it in a bucket and then they dump it out a window. It's actually kind of disturbing knowing that, because then you walk into houses in, like, Dragon Age and stuff, and there's this one room off to the side that just has a bucket in it, and if you don't know medieval culture, you're like, what's this bucket for? But then you realize, once you know medieval culture, okay.
So, like, one of the things about Skyrim is that if you put a bucket over people's heads, they can't see anything, and then you can steal their stuff without them knowing. So, you put that bucket on their head, you just put their poo on their face, and they don't care. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, but you know the great thing about that is the NPCs are so poorly programmed that they don't realize they've got a bucket on their head, which is the saddest thing of all.
Right, man, that's what happened there. Did Zidane just black out in the auction house?
I think I got the magical fingertip.
It's like, what was I doing? Why am I back here?
But here's the 13th Stellazio, right where we found another one earlier.
So wait, so does Zidane just wakes up after a long night at the auction house and just has like 12 different things he doesn't remember winning?
Oh, right.
Fuck.
The reason that coin was actually in the same place was because Scorpio and Virgo in the Stelazio story had, I think, some sort of romance going on.
Aww.
Is that right?
Something like that.
There is a bit of like flavor text with the coins, yes.
Thank God they speed this up.
Or they could have just, put all of them in them at once.
Yeah, but that probably would have been a bit too much graphical detail for this kind of thing. Because this is an effect on a pre-rendered background. Remember?
Well, what I would have
uh,
done is I would have had the screen flash white or something, and then all the things would have been in the cages where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, but that's not as satisfying as seeing them go in a sparkly trail into the cage and then appear as spinning graphics.
Well, it shouldn't have been like a camera flash, but more like a glowing. I'm just seeing you. Oh my God, the screen's getting covered.
You got a
the
hammer.
reward was the hammer. Yeah, it's Cinna's
hammer.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was your reward. And the thing about Cinna's hammer is it along with the Save the Queen sword, they're weapons, but you can't equip them to anybody. Instead, having them in your inventory triggers some little extra scenes during the ending.
Oh, okay.
Little extra scene.
But you can also make the hammer at Hades' synthesis shop, I think.
No, I think you need the hammer to make something else.
So then, if you do that, do you lose access to that scene?
Yeah, but
Yes.
it's so minuscule that it's not a game changer. It just adds an extra line to the play.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Look at all those Nova Dragons.
Watch out, an FMV.
But yeah, we're not the only ones attacking the Ifa tree. The
Oh,
whole
look,
air
the
navy
red shirt
of
army!
Every country ever appeared.
We really got to change that name.
Man, this was so mind-blowing at the time, and then we got Final Fantasy XII, which just looked like a fucking Star Wars movie with medieval armor.
It was impressive at the time, damn it.
Set fate.
Oh, man.
It's pretty much telling them. The PlayStation 1's still relevant, damn it.
Yeah, I'm tempted to do Final Fantasy XII for the channel, but with the rumor that they're releasing the game on PC, I kind of want to hold off.
I don't want to
There
spend
has to be
12...
an HD edition in the works.
I don't want to spend 12 parts on one boss, though. Can we, skip
Oh,
that one?
I would probably speed it up and play some funny music over it.
Okay.
Because, I wouldn't want to spend that long on one boss fight either. So I would just talk about how I went about it and speed it up.
An airship acting as a blockade for another airship doesn't really work because you're in mid-air.
Oh, yeah, you
Well,
can't just
against
go.
small things like dragons, sure.
They just fly around you.
Also, it's a... if you've got one big airship, and then there's a whole bunch of little airships, let's just assume for a second that they can't fly over or around them because of air pressure, or there's too many of them, or whatever. It's a bunch of little things against one big thing. It's all he has to do is plow through them, and everything else will go to the side as he's, going through them. That's just how these things work. It'd be like trying to go through sand. It's possible.
I always called the Invincible the Amano Mobile. Because all these other airships, whether it's the Hildegard, the Red Rose, are clearly based on some sort of steampunk airship design, but Amano just fucking screams in your face. It sticks out from the rest.
Yeah. Time to fight a Nova Dragon, though. You didn't think we'd get through this without fighting at least one in a boss battle, did you?
Can't we just, shoot this guy with the cannons or something?
No,
Nope.
'cause we're inside.
Wait, hold on a moment.
can't
Dragons
hopefully
have
win.
wrists?
Apparently.
Yeah. You see, we've, well, it's got arms, so it must have wrists. But, you see, we've been trapped in the seal of Orichalcos right now, so we can't use the airship. We have to fight it in a one-on-one duel.
All of his attacks get 500 point bonuses. Yeah, this thing is called the Nova Dragon.
Oh
in
boy,
English.
it's time for Arc.
Here it is.
So since you guys have been talking about this, can I go eat breakfast?
Yeah. You can.
Time to do our taxes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go get some drive-through. What do you guys want?
Bacon cheeseburger all the way.
Okay.
Get on with it! Oh man, you know, ever since Final Fantasy VII, there's always been that one really long summon animation too. Eden in Final Fantasy VIII is just as bad.
Oh my, this is a fucking Sailor Moon or Gundam transformation. Jesus Christ.
And we're not done yet.
Nope, not even close.
All that just so it can cast a magic circle at the enemy. And then it channels the spirit of Alexander by firing.
It's so far back it can see the edge of the battle arena.
Yup.
Apparently those missiles are just blanks.
Apparently.
Because they don't do anything. It's this gun that hurts.
So what, is it just trying to show off its dick or something?
I think that's exactly what it's trying to do.
Yeah.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime.
Please tell me this is the only time you use this.
Well, I use it, but I speed it up.
Yeah, when it's playing the short animation, it automatically skips to this part right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it doesn't even do goddamn max damage. Okay, whatever.
Well, not yet, no. You gotta level up a little bit before it will do max damage, but, like, in terms of raw power, it's still the strongest of the summons. But once you've got the, like I've said before, once you've got the appropriate ability set to Garnet, you can just.
And it's one of those animations. It's one of those summons that you prefer the short animation for.
Yeah.
Over the long one. I mean,
unless you need to take a piss break.
Yeah, the long animation has its benefits. Piss break, Chris Ryan mentioned, but if you also have auto regen, you're healing while all that's happening.
Oh, an underrated GameCube game.
Yeah.
Which I still haven't played.
Oh yeah, and this is the short animation, which is still almost as long as some of the other long animations. Now that I think about
this
it.
right here is Ultima in any other Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but like I said, this is as long as the long animations for some of the other summons.
Yeah, he's just that fucking special.
That's something. That's sort of like seeing the world go kaboosh is something you see in a Dragon Ball Z episode.
Oh, dude, Sephiroth in Final Fantasy VII.
Oh,
destroyed the whole fucking solar system.
Twice.
Only in the English version of that game, I should.
Oh yeah, Supernova's animation was added to the American version, along with Ruby Weapon and Emerald Weapon, I think.
Did they release a super duper version of Final Fantasy VII in Japanese that had all that and more extra stuff that we...
No.
Oh, so Square Enix didn't get that idea until Kingdom
They
Hearts.
didn't start doing that till... No, actually, they didn't start doing it until 10.
Huh.
Yeah, the thing about Final Fantasy VII is the one time we got the quote-unquote international version, I suppose you could call it, even though it wasn't called by that when we got it. Final Fantasy X was when they started releasing international versions everywhere but America.
Because fuck you.
Hey, it's
when I say
okay.
everywhere but America.
It-
When I say everywhere but America, I mean Europe got it, but we didn't.
Okay.
There was an English version.
Okay, Lewis, think about it this way. They might have the international version of Final Fantasy X, but we have free.
No, we have free will.
That and
What?
we got the Rido games, so it really does balance out.
So yeah, this thing in English is called Nova Dragon, but its Japanese name is Shinryu, and I have to say, quite a downgrade compared to the Shinryu that I'm familiar with in Final Fantasy Mythos. So
What is that another Final Fantasy?
Shinryu is one of the super bosses from Final Fantasy V.
Oh.
Yeah, and I don't think we had... Did we have Final Fantasy V and VI on the PS1 by the time this came out?
yes,
Yeah, this was
Yeah,
right before the PS2 came out, so it should be.
yeah, we had Anthology. I think a year before this came out, if not same year.
Yeah, I mean, I own Anthology, but I don't remember what year it was released.
I
just
do, too.
remember that the music was kind of borked.
I still...
Satisfied my needs back then. Dread to come back to it now.
Yeah, well, it was the first time we had a chance to play Final Fantasy V, so I appreciate that.
Yes, same here.
But it still took like 10 more years for 3 to come over to the US for some reason.
Technically, 3 didn't come over to the US. We didn't get the original version at all. We just got the remake that they made that year. Which might as well be a completely fucking different game.
Very puzzling how they never even attempted to give us the original version.
Well, no great loss at this point in time.
I suppose so.
Yeah, if you wanna play the NES version of Final Fantasy 3, fire up an emulator. You know.
Yeah, there's been a fan translation for years, so
And we only got Earthbound Beginnings, Mother 1, because there was an official translation. They just never released it. You see how that works?
Hey, it's a good thing that they held on to that though, because like if they had lost it or whatever, they would have had to retranslate that.
They didn't have to hold on to it because it got out, and the version that was floating around for emulators was the official version.
Oh, really? And is the version on the eShop that translation?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh,
Maybe with some slight alterations. I'm not sure, but
If you have a completed version of an English version of the game, and you don't release it, that shit's gonna leak to the internet somehow.
yeah.
so this is the final dungeon, is it?
Yes, this is Memoria, which is quite a nice looking final dungeon. Very
And I love the dungeon music. Love this tune.
Let's just say that I really want to see this one like smoothed out in an HD port. Because that would be just magical.
This is a very interesting final dungeon music because it's not your traditional like kind of bombastic "this is the end" kind of theme, as far as I can tell. I got the volume down pretty low because commentary.
There are two versions. There are two dungeon themes to this place. We're not going to see the other one until later on, but that one gets even that one doesn't even get final boss or final dungeon-like quality. It gets a little more eccentric, I guess is the way of putting it. It's like a remix of the prologue theme.
Prelude.
Prelude. Sorry about that.
The piano bit.
Yeah.